In this Photoshop tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to do a dirty lens effect. We usually want to remove the bokeh to get a clean shot, but I think that this dirty lens effect adds value to some shots that are especially dark and have a direct light in it. And maybe if you have a 3D rendered scene and want to create an illusion that there was a physical camera taking the photo. Alright, let's get started. I'm gonna use this stock photo for this tutorial. Download links in the description. I'm also gonna use a black and white overlay with some camera bokeh. I put a download link in the description. You can download it for free. This overlay comes from a dirty lens bundle that I created. It contains 12 different high resolution overlays that you can use for this type of effect. There's a link in the description where you can buy it, or you can create your own. So I also included a link to a great tutorial where you can learn how to do this kind of overlays yourself. Alright, enough talking, let's get started. So we have our stock footage. The first thing that we want to do is to duplicate this. Control C, Control V. We're gonna go to Image, Adjustments, and Posterize. Let's set the levels to 2. Press OK. We're doing this because we want to use this layer with only the lights in the scene and the rest of it is going to be dark. Let's rename this layer to Dirty Lens. And we're gonna apply some Gaussian blur to this. Let's set it to, I don't know, like 200. Yeah. Let's crank up the brightness a little bit. Some contrast too as well. Something like this. Okay. Now we want to add a mask to this layer, so we're gonna press this little guy here, add layer mask. And let's go to channels, and we have the dirty lens mask here. So let's go to our dirty lens overlay. Let's select all and copy it, Control C, and show the dirty lens mask here and paste it in. Let's rotate the mask, Control T, like so, and rescale it so it fits the image. Let's hide it and go to layers, and we can see that the bokeh is starting to pop up here. Let's change the blending mode to screen. Now it looks much better. To create some even more interesting bokeh, we can unlink the layer mask and select our blurred out stock footage here, and we're gonna scale it up, Control T. And we can see that the color of the bokeh is reacting to the blurred out stock footage that we're scaling up and repositioning. This looks good, right? We can also increase the brightness and contrast of the dirty lens overlay. I think this looks cool, but we can make it a little bit more interesting. So let's add some aberration or RGB split to this. We can right click the layer mask and apply layer mask. Now we can copy this layer and paste it 3 times. Let's rename the first layer to Dirty Lens Red, the second one to Dirty Lens Green, and the last one to Dirty Lens Blue. All 3 layers should have screen as blending mode. Screen, right? Now let's double click the Dirty Lens Red layer and uncheck green and blue channels for blending options. Press OK. I'm gonna do the same thing for the green layer, but we're gonna uncheck the red and blue channels. And the last one, we're gonna uncheck the red and green channels. Now we're gonna distort these 3 layers. So we're gonna go to Filter, Distort, Spherize. And for the red layer, let's set it to -15%. Press OK. The green layer, Distort and Spherize, we're gonna set to -10. And the last layer, the blue channel, we're gonna set to -5. All right. Awesome. Now we have some aberration going on, and this looks pretty awesome. We can also apply another effect to this. So let's merge these 3 layers. Select them all, right click and merge layers. Let's change the blending mode back to screen. And we're gonna go to filter and blur. And we're gonna add some radial blur. The amount could be 10 maybe. And the blur method should be zoom. Press OK. Maybe 10 was a little bit too much, so let's go back and redo it and set it to 5. And lastly, we can crank up the brightness and contrast of this layer. Alright guys, that's it. I hope that you learned something today. This was my first Photoshop tutorial. Please let me know in the comment section if you have a better way to achieve this effect. And like I said in the beginning of this tutorial, I have a Dirty Lens bundle with 12 different high resolution overlays that you can use. Download links in the description. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.